Good evening, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful and magnificent Monday. For those of us who are living in the South, I hope you are being safe and secure, especially in the state of Alabama where there is a big torrential downpour of rain. But we will not allow the rain to rain on our parade of today. So, what will we be learning about today? We will be learning about the order of operation. This live session is specifically for the orders of operation. Most of the time, when someone's learning how to do it or haven't done it in a while, is always wondering, how do I begin this expression? So, we will get started in just a few moments. I'm going to allow a few more people to come in. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up, a like, a heart. Just let me know that you can hear me. Yay! Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. All right, beautiful people, let's get started. Okay, class, we are learning about the order of operations. What is the order of operations? Well, the order of operations is the rules or process that say which calculation comes first in an expression. Now, if you are anywhere between, let's say you finished high school in 2010, maybe 11, the custom name for order operation of what I am used to is PEMDAS, PEMDAS, which also stood for Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally. And so the order of operation for this has always been parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add or subtract. Now, if you are growing up into the new age of math, which is of the Common Core standard, the new order of operations is called gems, just like an emerald or a ruby. Gems also follow the same exact pattern as PEMDAS, but it has been renamed for certain parts. So, for parentheses, we have grouping. For exponents, still exponents. Under the umbrella of multiplying, dividing, you have the letter M. And under the umbrella of adding and subtracting, you have the letter S. So now, when you are doing the orders of operation, you have to make sure you follow the exact order in order to do the operation. So, how do we first get started? Well, we first get started with parentheses. However, I will come back to parentheses and I'll tell you why later. So first up, we have exponents. Much better. Now, exponents. What are exponents? Exponents is a form of multiplication that you must do first before you actually start multiplying. This is what I mean when I say that exponents is a form of multiplication. Remember when you started learning how to multiply, you said 2 times 3 equals 6, right? Well, that meant that 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. Now, with exponents has what we call the raising of a power. Meaning, if I do 2 to the third, or 2 to the third, or 2 raised to the third power, or 2 raised to the power of 3, whichever you prefer to speak, I know that 2 to the third is 8. Now, why is 2 to the third 8? 2 to the third is 8 because 2 times 2 times 2 gives me 8. Because 2 times 2 is 4, times 1 more 2, that gives me 8. So now, always remember when you are doing exponents, exponents is a form of multiplication, meaning it is not like when you actually multiply. Multiplying is the form of addition, meaning I have two groups of 3 or 3 groups of 2 when you do 2 times 3. So multiplication, you're adding 3 sets of 2s. Exponents, you're multiplying 3 sets of 2s. Any questions so far? All right, beautiful people, we'll keep going. Next up in the PEMDAS or GEMS order of operation, we are going to discuss the M/D, which is, of course, multiplication or division. Now, when you are doing the order of operation, know that you will do it from left to right. You start with the first operation to the last operation. And by that, I mean, say for instance, you have 6 times 2, and then you divide that by 4. Based on the order of operation, you can do multiplication or division from left to right. So now 6 times 2 is 12. 12 divided by 4, that gives me 3. Another example, 6 divided by 2 multiplied by 4. Based on order of operation, you still follow it, whether it's multiplication or division, you must do it from left to right. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. So as you can see, when you are doing the order of operation, you must make sure you are doing that order of multiplying or dividing from left to right, because it makes a difference on whether your answer will be 3 or if your answer is going to be 12. Now, say for instance, I had did 2 based on the lettering. I had did 2 times 4, which is 8. 6 divided by 8, that is 6 over 8, or 3/4. Completely different number than what we have to our left. So make sure that when you're doing the multiplication and division cycle, it must be done from left to right. So first things first, I am looking for all exponents. Well, second thing first, I'm looking for exponents. Go ahead and working out all the exponents. Third thing I'm doing is multiplying or dividing from left to right. No matter which order it is, you have to do it from left to right. Any questions so far? All right, we will keep going. Next up, we have S in gems, or A/S, which is addition or subtraction in the order of operation. This is the last operation you will do to complete your answer. So, say for instance, I have 1 plus 2 minus 1. From left to right, I have 1 plus 2 is 3, and then 3 minus 1 is 2. The same rules for multiplication and division are the same rules that you have for addition and subtraction. From left to right, after you have multiplied and divide, you then finally add or subtract. So another example would be based on the order of operation. After I've done everything in my parentheses, after I've done my exponents, after I have multiplied and or divided from left to right, depending on the order, then I will add or subtract from left to right. So now 5 minus 4 gives me 1. 1 plus 7 gives me 8. Now keep in mind, anytime you are adding and subtracting, make sure from left to right, you are doing either or. Because say for instance, I took 4 away from 7 because if you remember earlier, we did negative numbers. So if I say -4 plus 7, -4 plus 7, that is 3. And of course, plus 3 will still give me 8. Or, what am I looking for? Or the first one, had I did 2 minus 1, that of course still gave me 1, and then 1 plus 1 is 2. Main thing is make sure that you're doing it in order, because if not, you may mess up the answer. And what you don't want to do is mess up the answer. And so always remember, adding and subtracting, left or right, forwards and backwards. Make sure that you're going from left to right with the adding and subtracting. Any questions? All right. We will move on to the first and best, and also why I saved for last, good old parentheses or grouping. My happy letter P. Now, when you are doing the order of operation, you always start with the parentheses. Now, what are you doing in the parentheses? You are doing E, M, or D, and A or S within the parentheses. So the order of operation starts with parentheses, but within those parentheses, you are doing the exponent first, multiplying or dividing second, adding or subtracting third, and final. For example, now, as you can see, we have parentheses in front of us. What must I do first? Well, I must follow the order of operations within those parentheses. So, first thing I see and I look for are exponents. Are there any exponents within those parentheses? As you can see, we have a 2 squared in our parentheses, or 2 to the second, or 2 raised to the second power, or 2 to the power of 2. So now 2 to the second gives me 4 plus 4 divided by 4 minus 2. Don't forget, there's still a minus 2 outside of this parentheses. Next up, we have multiplying or dividing? Do I have any multiplication or division within my problem? As you can see, we do. So now, 4 plus, we'll start it off. Then 4 divided by 4, that gives me 1. So 4 plus 1 minus 2. Keep going. Yes, ma'am. So now we have only one operation left. That operation is 4 plus 1 within the parentheses. So 4 plus 1 is 5 minus 2, which gives me 3. Now, notice that once I was completed with all of my operations within the parentheses, I removed the parentheses. Once you have gotten to a single digit or to a one number, meaning it could be 5, 15, 503. Once you get to that one number, where you're not adding it, subtracting it, multiplying, or dividing it, you no longer need the parentheses. So then you have 5 minus 2, and that equals 3. Any questions so far? Now, as you can see, we have completed a whole order of operation. So anytime you are following the order, make sure you are completing the correct steps. All right, guys, what I'm going to do is throw up a few practice problems so you can see exactly how order of operation works. And then I may take a couple of volunteers to see if you understand my question. And I will be taking answers live. All right. I am going to complete the first problem, and it is 5 times parenthesis 14 minus 6 close parenthesis minus 2 squared. So now, what do I do first? Well, based on gems and parentheses and PEMDAS, we do parentheses first. So what do we do within the parentheses? Well, you do the order of operations of exponents, multiplication or division, adding or subtracting within that parenthesis. So now, do we have any exponents? No, we don't. Do we have multiplication or division? No, we don't. Do we have adding and subtraction? Yes, we do. So now I bring down my 5 and my times or my multiplication sign, and then I subtract 14 from 6. 14 from 6 is 8. Remember, once you have gotten to one number without it adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, or raised to a power exponent, you drop the parentheses. Then we subtract 2 squared. Now, after we have done our parentheses, we must now follow the order of operation outside of the parentheses, which is exponents, multiplication or division, adding or subtracting. So now, first up, do we have any exponents? Yes, we do. 5 times 8 minus 2 to the second power. Anytime you see a big number with a little number hovering over it, that of course is still an exponent. So now I'm going to bring down my 5 times my 8 and my minus sign, and 2 to the second power is 2 times 2, which is the number 4. Next up, we have 5 times 8 minus 4. So now we have to do multiplication or division from left to right. Do we have a multiplication and division problem? Yes, we do. So now 5 times 8 equals 40 minus 4. 40 minus 4 is our last operation, and it's also adding or subtracting. So now 40 minus 4 gives me 36. Any questions? All right, class, I am going to erase my problem and give you one. Let's see if someone can guess or give me the correct answer to this next problem. Have parenthesis 4 times 4 minus 2 squared, close parentheses, plus 10. Let's see who gets this answer correct. All right, class, I'm going to give you guys just a few more minutes to solve this problem. Once you have your answer, please comment it below. It is now 5:31. I am going to reveal the correct answer in 5 minutes. So put on your thinking caps and help me solve the problem above. Thank you. All right, guys, let's reveal the answer to our problem on the screen. And the answer is 22. And here's how we got the answer. First off, of course, we start with parentheses. In the parentheses, we follow the order of the operation. Do we have any exponents? Of course we do. So 2 to the second power, that gives me 4. So now parenthesis, I have 4 times 4 minus 4 plus 10. That is on the outside of the parentheses, everyone. Now, still within the parentheses, we have 4 times 4, and we also have 4 minus 4. Based on the order operation, we must multiply or divide before we add or subtract. So now, 4 times 4 gives me 16. Subtract the 4 plus 10. Next up, we have 16 minus 4, which is 12, because 6 from 4 is 2. So 16 from 4 is 12. Notice again, I dropped my parentheses once I got to a single number, and I add my 10, which gives me 22. All right, guys, any questions? All right, beautiful people. I thank you for participating in my live for today. So, if you have any questions, you can comment them below. All math questions are important, none of them are insignificant. If you are wanting to revisit or look at the lesson that we did for today, you can click on the YouTube link below if you're in Facebook. Once you click on that YouTube link, you will see the live. The live will allow you to tap to the left or scrub to the left with the red bar in order for you to rewind our lesson for today. Other than that, I hope you are having a fantastic and wonderful Monday. And of course, any questions, you may comment them below, and I'll be happy to help and assist you with it. Other than that, have a good day. Thank you for tuning in. All right, guys. If you are just now tuning into our tutoring live session, we have just begun at 5:30. Around 5:30, 5:45. If you have any math questions or if you have any tutoring questions such as when do we tutor, how do we tutor, and if you have any questions about one-on-one tutoring outside of this live, you can text me, inbox me, or DM me. And of course, you can text me at 205 542 5062. 205 542 5062. We've already done the lesson for today. So if you are on Facebook and you want to review this lesson, you can click on the YouTube link in the description to rewind our session. So in this description, click on the YouTube link. Once you click on the YouTube link, you should see mathematics for you. Hashtag back to the basics. How do I operate? Question mark. And it should be live. Once you see that live, you can click on it. Once you click on it, you can double tap it to the left, or you can scrub it to the left with the red scrub bar, and it'll allow you to rewind and see what we have accomplished for today. Other than that, I hope you are having a wonderful and magnificent Monday. Let's end this Monday strong with fullness of blessings and momentum. Again, I'm Miss Chris. I thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to our live tutoring session. If you are just now tuning in and you want to review the lesson, if you're on Facebook, you can click on the YouTube link below in the description. Once you click on that YouTube link, you can click on the live. The live will allow you to double tap to the left or scrub with the red bar to the left to review what we learned today. So I'm going to change something up. I'm going to do something different. I want to hear from you guys, see how you're doing with today's lesson. So I'm going to put up an order of operation problem. Once I put that up, you have until 6:57. I want to see everyone's answers when it comes to this order of operations. So give me one moment. Let me put this on the screen, and then I will have please provide your answer to the question above, and the best answer or the answer will be revealed at 6:57. So put on your thinking caps and let's do this tutoring session and finish strong. One moment, please. All right, guys, I am going to put up the math problem. You have until the end of this live to answer my question. Make sure the answers are good, put on your thinking caps, and let's finish this live strong. Again, if you're wanting to review the lesson that we did today, please click on the YouTube link in the description below if you are a Facebooker. Other than that, let's finish with the biggest momentum Monday. Good evening, and thank you for joining in on this live tutoring session. If you are just now tuning in and you are on our Facebook page and want to review the lesson, you can click on the YouTube link in the description and rewind our session for today. What I have on the screen in front of you is my order of operation challenge. So, can you tell me what the answer is to the operation above? Put on all your thinking caps and let me know what you get. Other than that, if you have any math questions, I am here to help because Miss Chris loves to help. Other than that, I hope you are having a fantastic and wonderful Monday. Let's finish this strong. We are within our last 30 minutes of tutoring, so let's get it started. I almost said something else. I almost said let's get it popping, but popping is so old. I know, I'm telling my age. I'm sorry. But if you are interested in any tutoring on this live, you can click the comment box. And once you click the comment box, please, please, please let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, I am here and I thank you for joining and tuning in to our tutoring live session at this time. All right, guys, we are within our last 20 minutes of this live. If you're just now tuning in and wanted to review the lesson plan we had for today and you are on Facebook, please click the YouTube link in the description above or below you to rewind our session. Right now, we are in the middle of our live tutoring session. If you have any questions, please comment them below. I am here to help with all of your mathematical needs because guess what? We are in this together. Any mathematical question you have, because all mathematical questions are important and significant. If you have any questions, again, you can comment that below. Right now, I have my harder yet firmer and order of operation problem. So please put on your thinking cap and provide me with the correct answer. I will announce the correct answer and demonstrate the correct answer in about 16 minutes. So go ahead and get your answers in and see if you got this order of operation correct. Other than that, hopefully you're having a marvelous Monday, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you. All right, guys, we are within the last 10 minutes of our tutoring session and answering our question above. If you have an answer, please comment that below. I will be taking all answers. And while I'm taking those answers, I will provide the correct answer and the breakdown explanation at 6:57. If you have any questions about the lesson that we did today and you are on YouTube, please click on the YouTube link in the description below or above to rewind our session. So, click on the YouTube link, click on the live, you either double tap to the left or you scrub to the left with the red bar, and that'll allow you to see what we learned today. Other than that, if you have any questions, please comment below. I am here to help, and I hope you are having a magnificent Monday. This is Miss Chris of Mathematics for You Tutorial Services, and I thank you for tuning in. All right, guys, are you ready to reveal this answer? Okay, let's get started. All right, so without further ado, the answer to this operation is 125. Did you guys get that? Don't worry, if you didn't get it, let's break this down so that next time you shall get it. First up, we are going to do parentheses. So now, how do we do parentheses within a parentheses? Well, you start from the inside and work your way out. So you will start with the inside parenthesis, which is 10 divided by 5, which is 2. So I would bring down my bracket or outer parenthesis and put 6 plus 10 divided by 5 is 2. Bring down my second bracket times 4 squared minus 3. Next we have parentheses again, 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8 times 4 squared minus 3. Next up, we have exponents. Exponents would be the 4 squared. So we have 8 times 4 squared, which is 16, minus 3. Still with me? Scrolling, 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 scrolling. Next, we have 8 times 16, which is 128, and we subtract 3. Now, all you have to do is take 3 away from that 128, and you end up with 125. Good job, everyone. I hope that this helped you get a better understanding of how to operate your operations. If you have any questions, any concerns, if you want tutoring outside of this live, if you have any additional math questions outside of this live, you can inbox me, DM me on any of my social media platforms of Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can also text me at 205-542-5062, 205-542-5062. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask because no question is not important. All questions are very significant. Glad you were able to tune in with me today. My name is Miss Chris, and I thank you for tuning in with Mathematics for You tutorial services, where we change mindsets one problem at a time. Have a blessed evening. Good night.